It's time!
Bruce Buffer, the man, the myth, the legend, not only sending chills down the spines of all fans in attendance and at home, but also the fighters themselves. The UFC would truly not be the same without this man. The Buffer effect.
Bruce,
Hello.
the veteran voice of the Octagon.
Thank you.
Do you know, it's so nice to talk to you because, as we were saying, we talked to the fighters, we talked to Dana White, we talked to lots of people involved in the UFC. You are part of the brand, you are part of the UFC.
The best ring announcer of all time, too, man. When that guy starts wailing, you get so pumped up.
See him first yell at TJ Dillashaw, and he was like, oh. I was like, oh shit. You're right, you're just like, I'm there ready for a fight. Like, I'm kind of nervous, and then Bruce comes over like, out of the blue corner. You're like, oof.
We're talking about a dude who blew his ACL out from jumping up in the air while he was reading someone's name.
Oh my God.
That's how intense it gets.
Bruce,
he
you're
blew
a
his
tough dude.
knee.
I'm thinking I bunny hopped back, right? Like a foot and a half. But I bunny hopped back and I landed on this ankle, which was the bad ankle. It didn't support me. It wobbled. My knee exploded. And I'll never forget that sound.
Boy. Heck, yeah, boy. Hey, where does he keep his suits, man? He's got a new suit.
Oh, he's a bad motherfucker, dude. The insides of him always has like different decorations and shit. They commemorate different places where we're at. Bruce Buffer, he's got style.
It's safe to say you've loved the game and the game has loved you back.
Thank
Just
you.
out of curiosity, you've done so many announcements. What is the most nervous you've ever been to go out there for any reason, any show?
The very first show.
Bruce Buffer has made his stamp on the UFC, and for most fans he's all they know, but Bruce didn't start until UFC 8, 1996. He then made an appearance on Friends before telling UFC owner Bob Myrowitz,
Stop screwing around. I'm gonna ask you one more time, and then I will never ask you again.
which then earned him a full-time spot as an announcer starting with UFC 13.
Buffer. And now, this is the main event of the evening. The fight that you've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC 13 Super Fight. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen,
Your brother Michael, we all know, is the announcer for boxing,
Absolutely.
but you didn't meet till later in life.
Are you related to Bruce Buffer?
You mean my brother?
People started stopping me in the street as he got more popular, as the boxers, as he is today. And they say, is that your brother? You know, the guy Michael Buffer goes, let's get ready to rumble. I go, no, my brother's Brian. My brother's my older brother, 2 years older. And, but it kept happening and happening. So then my dad and I are driving up north to San Francisco, and I'm telling him what's going on. And I said, Dad, do you have any idea who this guy is? This is what I got. I think that's your brother.
Years later, I get a phone call when I'm doing the fights at Dan Goosen's Reseda Country Club on ESPN. A phone call comes in and says, a guy by the name of Joe Buffer called and said, give him a call. Now, I always knew my birth father's real name. And here he lived in LA, lived out in Malibu and everything, and that's how we met.
Wow.
And that's how I met Bruce and Brian.
In walks Michael, and it's just I can't even put into words the feeling that I had that evening, and that was the beginning of where we're at today.
His style really fits the niche, the fans, the action and energy of MMA and UFC.
Michael's like a fine bottle of Bordeaux, and Bruce is like a shot of Jack Daniels, and I love that. I called up the owner, and I said, you need a buffer in the octagon. I did not want to be like every other announcer, and I didn't want to be looked at as the guy that wants to be Michael Buffer. Michael and I first started on this journey together, and we had that initial conversation. I mentioned to him times before that I really thought announcing was great. I mean, I would look at Michael announce and I'm thinking, you get to wear the best clothes, you get to travel all over the world, you get to be at your favorite sport, you get to be in with the great warriors. And I thought, what a cool job. It's got that James Bond air to it, and who didn't want to be James Bond when they were a kid?
Bruce Buffer has been announcing for over 20 years. He is determined and motivated to carry on, speaking on behalf of all the UFC fans across the world. We are truly privileged and grateful to have you in the UFC.
Look, I be riding through my old hood, but I'm in my new whip. Same old attitude, but I'm on that new shit. They say they gon' ride me, see me never do shit, cause they know that